Director Mike and I certainly were at odds. You guys did not see it, but we were at odds when it came to discussing Anderson Silva's comments and if he could have possibly competed much better and won when he fought Chris Weidman at UFC 168 just a few weeks ago. Obviously, he broke his left tibia and fibula. He underwent some treatment, and I believe he has a rod that was inserted and is probably going to be there for the rest of his life. It remains to be seen. I'm sure we will hear about his progression from this horrific injury. If you want to see it, should I throw a Vine in the description? Bart is looking at me like, don't do it. But you know what? I'm going to. Link is in the description below if you want to see the horrific injury. But here's what Anderson Silva said about the second Weidman fight. He was quoted as saying via Yahoo Sports, "I don't think Weidman should consider it a win. It was an accident, and I'm pretty sure I would have won the fight." Stopping right there, it appears that you would not have won the fight if it went along the course that it was going along. Look, I'll never rule out a fighter, ever, especially when you look back at I mean, when we're looking at boxing, the fights that Mickey Ward has been in, the brutal wars that he has been in. Kelly Pavlik when he fought Jermaine Taylor and was knocked down twice. I mean, those were comebacks. I don't deny that he could have had a comeback, but as we saw it and what we are left with, it appears that he would not have come back from this fight. But continuing on, I can see some technical mistakes I did in the fight. Sure, everyone can when they look back at the actual tape. To land the perfect kick, I needed to distract him by punching him in the face so he wouldn't pay attention to the kick. He was protecting the upper part of his body, and he raised leg instinctively. The kick was so strong he lost balance. I saw my mistake, and now I'm only worried about my comeback. We'll talk about that in a moment. If the UFC thinks I deserve another opportunity against Weidman or if I need to earn it, I just want to do what I do. It doesn't matter if it's for the title or not. I want to do what I do well. Okay, so let's just recap very quickly. And this is what we have to judge from, basically what he has given us in his last two fights against Chris Weidman, the American Chris Weidman. In the first fight, he was exposed. He struggled immensely, and then he was knocked out after he tried to get too cocky because he resorted back to those tactics because he was struggling. In the second fight, it didn't look like it did. Look, he cares. Absolutely. No doubt about it. No doubt Trout, as I like to say, and maybe some people should also incorporate into their lingo. But let's just call it as we see it. He was struggling once again in the second fight. Yeah, it's unfortunate that his leg got fucked up because he tried to send a leg kick to Chris Weidman. But it's a loss. It goes as a loss. Are there certain ways to think about the aspects of every single fight? Absolutely. Look at Floyd Mayweather when he knocked out Victor Ortiz. Yeah, it was totally